Hi, church. This is Nate from the School of Ministry. I want to ask you a question today. Have you ever felt like life was pulling you just in a million different directions? I think probably we've all been there, standing at the crossroads of confusion and trying to seek after some control. But let's check out a moment from the Bible that just sheds some light on this particular kind of struggle. In Mark chapter 11, verse 29, we find Jesus challenging some religious big shots. In fact, he said, "I will ask you one question, answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things." This wasn't a casual question. This was a command with a twist. Jesus was stirring the pot in a world where religious leaders were obsessed with their authority. But here's the bottom line. Jesus isn't just another teacher. Jesus is the authority. He is God's son. Sometimes we maybe are a little bit too like these religious guys though, aren't we? Like trying to figure out who's in charge in a bunch of word games, and maybe we even seem to challenge a little bit of Jesus's authority with some of the things that we may say or do in his name. A few years ago, my friend Drew offered to take me flying in an airplane, and he shows up with this tiny little plane that looked like a 75 Chevy Chevette with wings. I'm pretty sure I saw some duct tape hanging off the plane. I got in it anyways. Do you know why? Because Drew is a guy who knows how to fly the plane. And at one point he turns to me while we're up in the air and he asked me, "Nate, do you want to fly the plane?" Well, of course I said yes, and I did it. I actually flew an airplane, which was never on my bucket list. But do you know why after a brief time flying the plane, I gave control right back to Drew? Well, it should be pretty obvious, because Drew is the only one who knew how to land the plane. He's the only one of us that had a track record for landing the plane. Playing games with Jesus' authority, it's a no-win situation. Look, he has a proven track record, and ultimately this story, it's not about an ancient argument, it's about our lives, like right here and now. And how often do we try to take control thinking we might know better when we don't really know how to land the plane? Well, what is Jesus asking of you? And where have you tried to negotiate with him in your life? Maybe it's time for a real talk. Like, when did you try to outsmart God? Well, we all know how that ends. Are we ready to trust Jesus' direction, even if it means we lose some control?